Asterisk, there's a silence some houses hold that isn't peaceful. It's thick, heavy, like the walls themselves are waiting, watching. Asterisk Elena never believed in haunted houses. At 27, she considered herself rational, skeptical. She worked in real estate and had seen enough cracked walls and creaking floors to know most ghost stories were just bad plumbing or wild imaginations. When her agency assigned her to appraise the old Whitemore estate, an isolated, time-worn house deep in the countryside, she didn't blink. Just another forgotten mansion, she thought. The kind with cobwebs, mildew, and that smell of rot that never quite goes away. But as her car crunched up the gravel road and the gnarled trees seemed to lean closer, she felt watched. Whitemore had been abandoned for decades. Locals whispered about the family that once lived there, a woman who vanished without a trace, and her husband who locked himself inside afterward. No one saw him again. The front door groaned as Elena pushed it open. Dust floated in the air like ash. Every floorboard groaned beneath her boots as she walked through the dim, suffocating silence. She turned on her flashlight. The house swallowed the beam. She made her way through the kitchen, then the dining hall, both frozen in time, untouched, as if someone had just stepped out for a moment, 50 years ago. But what caught her attention was the long hallway beyond the staircase. It stretched unnaturally far, too long for the size of the house, and at the very end, a single black door. She didn't remember seeing it on the blueprint. As she moved closer, the air grew colder. Each step made her ears ring, like the silence was getting louder. She reached the door. It had no handle, just a keyhole. Elena bent down. It was shaped like a star, strange, delicate. She should have turned back. Called her manager. Left, but something inside whispered, "Open it." So she searched the house. Through drawers, under floorboards, behind portraits. Finally, inside the fireplace, wrapped in a cloth, the key. Old. Iron. The exact shape of the keyhole. She didn't hesitate. The moment the key clicked into the lock, a low groan echoed through the house, like the house exhaled. The door creaked open. Inside, darkness. Pure, thick, endless. A cold wind pulled her forward. She stepped in, just one foot, then the other. The door slammed behind her, no sound. No light, just her breath, and a faint feeling that she wasn't alone. She turned to open the door. There was no door, just a wall, solid, seamless stone. Asterisks, some places change the moment you enter them. Others change you. Asterisk Elena stared in disbelief at the solid wall where the door had just been. She pounded her fists against it. No sound, not even the echo of her panic. She turned around. The pitch-black room slowly began to glow with a dim, gray light, revealing a hallway. But it wasn't the one she came from. This one was made of stone. The air smelled of old earth and something metallic like rusted iron. The walls were lined with faded paintings, distorted, grotesque versions of people screaming silently. Their eyes followed her. No matter where she stood, they watched that, and far ahead, another door. She walked, her boots echoing softly, the only sound in the suffocating silence. The door at the end was different, carved with strange symbols that seemed to writhe and shift when she stared too long. But it opened with a light touch, as if it had been waiting. Inside, a bedroom, but not her bedroom, someone else's. Antique furniture, lace curtains, and a mirror on the wall. Except there was no reflection. Not of her, not of anything. She stepped closer. Suddenly, the mirror flickered and showed a scene. Her. back in the real world, standing in front of the Whitemore house, crying, screaming. Two men in uniforms pulling her away as she flailed. Elena stepped back, heart racing. "That's not me," she whispered. "I didn't leave." The mirror changed again, this time her standing in the hallway, staring at the black door, but something stood behind her. A figure, tall, shadowed, no face, watching. She ran out of the room, back into the hallway. But now the corridor had changed. It branched left and right, each path lit by a flickering candle on the floor. She chose left, heart hammering. Another room. This one was a dining hall. Long tables set for dinner. Food laid out, but all rotten, writhing with insects. And sitting at the head of the table was her, Elena, but pale, dead-eyed, smiling. "Sit," the figure said with her voice. "You're just in time." Elena turned to run, but the door was gone. She spun back. The other Elena was gone. The table was empty. The room silent. She dropped to the floor, clutching her head. "What is this place?" she cried. "Why am I here?" Then came the whisper, not from behind, not from above, asterisk from inside. Asterisk, you opened the door. Now you live here, like the others. She backed into a corner, shaking. On the wall behind her, she saw carvings, hundreds of names etched into the stone. Point one was fresh. Asterisk, asterisk, Elena Reeves. Asterisk, asterisk, and beneath it, something scribbled in what looked like blood. Asterisk, asterisk, don't go deeper. Asterisk, asterisk. Asterisk, there are places in this world you can enter, but not leave. Places built not of stone and wood, but of memory, fear, and regret. Asterisk, Elena stared at her name carved into the wall. Asterisk, asterisk, Elena Reeves. Asterisk, asterisk, fresh, jagged, deep. She touched it with trembling fingers. The wall felt warm, almost alive. The candlelight flickered, and for a moment, she swore she heard breathing behind the stone. She had to find a way out. She followed the hallway again, but it no longer turned. Now it spiraled downward, the air growing colder with every step. The whispers returned, distant at first, like wind through cracks. Then closer, sharper, voices calling her name. Elena. She reached a heavy wooden door at the bottom of the spiral. It looked older than the rest, rotting, swollen with moisture. A terrible smell leaked from the cracks. Decay, earth, and something worse, something wrong. But she had no choice. She pushed it open. Inside was a basement or something like it. Dirt floor, wooden beams straining under the weight of silence. But what made her freeze was what stood in the center of the room, a well old, black, and from its mouth rose a voice, soft, familiar. Elena. It was her mother's voice. "Elena, sweetheart, I'm here. Come down. It's safe now." She hadn't heard that voice in years. Not since the accident. "No," she whispered. "You're not real. You're not Elena." Another voice called. This one darker, deeper. Her own voice, but warped. "You let me in when you opened the door. You let all of us in." The ground began to tremble. The walls pulsed like lungs, and from the shadows around the well, they began to crawl. Figures faceless, twisted, wearing pieces of the people they once were. Dresses, hats, wedding rings, name tags. All the ones who had opened the door before her. She backed away, stumbling. But there were too many. They moved without sound, without breath, surrounding her. Whispering, "You opened the door. You saw the mirror. You belong to the house now." Then silence. All at once they froze. The ground split beneath the well with a bone-cracking sound, revealing darkness even blacker than before. And from it, something rose. Not a person, not a ghost, something ancient, rooted in the house itself. A thing with too many eyes and none at all. A mouth that smiled without skin. A body that was part shadow, part memory that it was the house. And it spoke. "You open me," Elena screamed. And then, darkness. They found her car days later, parked outside the Whitemore estate. Engine cold, door open, her bag on the passenger seat. But the house, empty, no furniture, no staircase, just dust. And at the end of the hall, where no door had ever been before, a black wall that if you look close, you can still see the carvings, all the names, and the newest one scratched in violently, as if by fingernails, asterisk, asterisk, Elena Reeves. Don't open the door. Ever. Asterisk, 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 the end. Asterisk, 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 subscribe for more stories that should never be told. Asterisk, because some doors should never be opened.